All right. Well, I'm talking about heart soul nature for the first talk today. It's a big topic, and I wish I had an hour, but it's a little less than half an hour for the talk, and then we'll do a guided meditation afterwards. Okay. So the title, I got to say the title: Love, Feeling, Adoration, and Our Glowing Sacred Heart. In talking about the heart soul nature, we want to understand that all three natures we've just kind of, like Rod has this trinity of soul self, it's all blended together, but it helps to understand it by delineating it. The yesterday, so Francesca talked about embodied soul nature, and Robert talked about conscious soul nature. Well, now go back, remember the talk Francesca gave, and Yo-Yo Ma playing Bach's cello suite there in the church. Sublime, soul expression, embodied soul nature. I was really moved. Rod cried, tears. That's expression of heart soul nature, feeling, the dimension of feeling and love. So these remind us of our, like those piece, that beautiful video. So one of the things that also touches our heart soul nature and activates it, you might say, that side is like seeing beauty, both out in nature, wherever, and moving works of art, creative arts. All right, so it's I'm gonna be sharing my thoughts and feelings about heart soul nature, and these are my perspectives, and they're subject to revision and updating as I further mature and deepen as a divine and human being. And there's a way in which what I'm sharing with you, I'm talking to myself too. I'm reminding myself. I have a deep feeling nature, and I also have a developed mind. So I'm going to be using a lot of words and maybe some bigger terms. And if you're not understanding it, or if it gets to be too much, don't worry about it. Just relax, and then just feel me and feel the transmission. All right. So first of all, in a definition of terms, I'll be using the term source, capital S, maybe all caps, to refer to the indescribable totality of ultimate whole being. I like the term source, and it avoids the confusion with Rod's use of the term being, capital B, being. The way that Rod uses this term in his whole being evolution map is different than the way Trillium uses being. I'm doing the old-fashioned paper pages, so excuse my page turning. So in Rod's map, being refers to consciousness in form, or the embodied field. It's all the types of form, both subtle and gross. All right, so that's source. Now I'm going to share a short poem, very short, that I wrote when I was in my 20s, and that this speaks to the immensity of universal love and our sacred heart soul nature. Love, so deep, the stars burst forth. Love, so deep, the stars burst forth. Now I'm going to paint a metaphor. In the small group, I was already planning on talking about this. Someone asked, what's the difference between source and soul? And so I'm going to touch on that in terms of this whole being soul evolution picture using metaphor. Okay. So start out with source or totality, or the allness of source cannot recognize itself unless it differentiates into separate parts. In the sacred mystery of source, source manifests or modifies itself into a multiplicity of parts, differentiates from singularity to multiplicity. So you and I and the entire physical world and cosmos are the manifestation, the manifested forms of source totality. We are the multiplicity manifested from the only one singular source. And this is an ultimate paradox of simultaneity. The mind can't understand this, but the heart can remember and recognize this through grace. So now to paint the metaphor. Imagine an infinite blazing sun that is absolutely everywhere. There's only one sun, one supreme sunlight. That is all that is. We could call this the supreme godlight, this supreme sunlight. Now, to differentiate into expressions or discrete parts, the supreme godlight sun emits sun rays. So a super myriad of sun rays that are each unique and a complex mixture of all the rainbow colors and even colors we can't imagine. You could think that each of these unique sun rays, these conscious rainbow color compositions, are all the different souls or soul selves. So the soul self is both individuated, these complex color compositions, and eternal. Furthermore, each of the unique rainbow mixture sun rays modifies or manifests into solid individual fleshy forms. That's us. Solidified. Sun rays solidifying into we are solidified consciousness, light, energy, and love. And then since it's these sun rays, each is distinct and unique. And then so sun rays into human body minds. In the sacred mystery of source, everyone and everything, each one of us this is what we are. The source modifying, manifesting as us, sitting here. Now, as I said, source can't experience itself if it's just one big blazing sun. So by this differentiation into discrete parts, all exclusive source is experiencing itself and loving itself through us. So there's a trinity of source that Rod has delineated, and this translates into a trinity of the sacred soul self. So there's the conscious soul self, the embodied soul self, and the heart soul self. Now I'm going to talk about a term. I like to invent terms, create terms. So this is the heart field of source. So now we're going to talk about love, the heart field of source. Source love is the heart core, the heart matrix, and the heart fabric of existence. I'm part of the love bug tribe, so I'm very oriented towards love. And I also have my devotional side, so I guess you'll feel some of that. So the sacred heart soul nature, from my perspective, love is the primary lesson of the soul or soul self. Love is the heart of the soul self and is the heart of existence. Love is the only thing that we can take with us to the other side when this physical body dies and we transition to the other side and the astral plane and other higher planes. Can't take any of the things, only love. So I believe that over many, many embodied lifetimes, I'm learning to give and receive love. I think that's what we're learning in relationship to myself and in relationship to others. Eventually, I, as a soul self, learn that I walk in the light of love. And ultimately speaking, I learn that there is only love. All right, now I'll try to give some helpful tips for us. So I'm giving a little toolkit of techniques. So I'll just start out with introducing this. Have you noticed I've had this happen where the sharing of love touches your heart? So I walk in a store in the morning before work. I'm feeling, I gotta go to work. I used to be a dentist for 40 years. And the cashier smiled at me very genuinely. And it touched my heart. You know, I think she said, have a great day, something like that. Smiled at me and it touched my heart and I felt my heart warm. And then out of that warming of my heart, the heart wants to share, love wants to be shared. Then I wanted to share this warm heart feeling with other people. So love is contagious in that way. This is the heart soul nature being felt, moved, and expressing itself. So the first tip, love is a choice in the living moment. The embodied soul self is given free will. So if we feel naturally moved, we can choose to express kindness, caring, compassion, and love to another person, or to ourselves for that matter. So that's tip one, love is a choice. So also in each given moment, we have the free will to choose to be what I call the free feeling love flow that is inherent to existence. Or we can grab on and kind of close down and obsess with our mind and thinking and be kind of very heavily identified with whatever particular state is arising and end up more constricted and not as fully connected or feeling this intrinsic flow condition or the flow of life, the ever-changing flow of life. So I have a technique to help with this. Now this, you could say, is a form of advanced green lighting. And I like acronyms, so I call this the FER mode, FER, FER. And it's a mode of surrenderedness, of feeling. So I'm going to break this down, speak about it, and we're also going to be doing practicing this when we do the meditation. So the 3 steps essentially are, this is the F, is feeling. You're relaxing, releasing, surrendering, feeling to feel fully whatever is arising in the moment. Then next, you're embracing, the love embrace of whatever feeling, thoughts arising, you're embracing it, and then you're releasing it. And you're doing this in a rapid succession in a few moments. And it's something you do new in each moment. So we'll practice this, and I'll share a little bit more about it. So just to give a potential example of how I might use this, I like to do this when I'm walking in nature. Or if there's some closing down over being triggered. So here's a scene. It hasn't exactly happened, but this could happen to me. So I'm in a crowded natural grocery store, and I'm excited shopping, and I find a can of soup, like Thai coconut soup. Oh my God, they got it in stock. It's been gone for so long. And then in my excitement, I kind of back and bump into someone. And I go, oh, I'm sorry. And they may give me a funny look and just walk off. And then guilt would come up. Oh, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Okay, so in that living moment, I have a choice there. So there's an inner choice to make. So doing this FER technique, I can do this, relax. Okay, let me just open feeling here. So I'm releasing into unconditional feeling and embrace whatever is arising in this living moment. So if guilt and shame arises, okay, feel and embrace that. Don't try to push it away or obsess on it. Just, okay, feel it, embrace it, and release it. And then be open for the next arising feeling, because everything keeps changing. Now, this choosing moment by moment surrender into feeling, I have another name for it. I call this the sweet spot of feeling. And you could call this like a form of gazing with the environment rather than just one person. I'm opening and feeling and just gazing with environment in this sweet spot of feeling. And so at the heart of existence, everything is changing. It's a constantly unfolding, inherent flow of life. So I've coined the term, this self-arising intrinsic love flow. Now, it's not being loving, but it's in terms of embrace, love embrace. Existence, in a love embrace is completely everything, unconditional love. So everything is allowed to be, everything is accepted. So it's a complete embracing. So by opening, relaxing, feeling, embracing the moment and releasing, it allows me to be in this ever-changing flow, the love flow. So embracing everything as it is. So I'm going to do this for about 20 seconds. So you could just feel me doing the surrender to the sweet spot of feeling and doing this fur technique. So embracing feeling, open feeling, surrender feeling, embracing the anxiety and releasing, and then being open to the next moment and whatever feelings and sensations are there. So we'll practice this. So the other choice of let's say, so I can do this, let's say, more surrendered feeling, is I can contract and go into mind loops and obsess, kind of constrict and worry about, oh God, I didn't do right. Let's see, how do I get rid of this guilt feeling? And I do that. You know, for those of you who don't know me as well, I'm a card-carrying member of the Funky Personality Syndrome Club. So FPS, Funky Personality Syndrome. And I have, I grew up with trauma and abuse, and it's probably also how my brain is wired up. I've had to deal with obsessive compulsive disorder and hoarding disorder, among other things. And it's healed a lot, but I still deal with this. So I need these things to help me. And there are times if some negative, heavy, intense feeling arises, it just takes me over. And this technique goes out the window. So, so this is like balancing this. You don't shoot on yourself. You just want to find a balance. And one way to feel into this is like, what feels better in my body? This is a choice. So I can get all contracted, or I could open, relax feeling, love, embrace, release, embrace, feeling, embrace, then release, and be more in the sweet spot of feeling. It's kind of full unconditional feeling. And it's in each new moment, moment by moment. Okay, so time is getting short here. Okay, second tip. Forgiving our shortcomings and mistakes is important. So self-forgiveness opens us to the capacity of forgiveness for others. And this is one thing I'm learning because I'm really hard on myself. I was a dentist and ultra perfectionist. Well, I still have that perfectionism thing. And then the healing of shame and the belief that I am a mistake and unlovable is very important, since shame tends to lock in a more chronic, constricted feeling state and closing down of feeling itself. Okay, tip 3, grace and prayer to source for help and healing. Since we have free will, we need to ask for help. So, and this is, I would call, what is realized prayer, where I'm praying to that which I already am. So here's the example how I pray. Because, okay, so I say to myself, Divine Mother, Guardian Angel, angels and guides, please help me in all aspects, including whatever that I want help with. So that can be, to find a parking place, or to find a beautiful place to go take a hike in. Okay, fourth tip, remember our inherent relatedness and interconnection. Humankind is ultimately one big family and united in source love. And as we deepen in our heart soul nature, we become further attuned to our inherent sacred collective interconnection. Fifth tip, as we're naturally moved from the heart, share kindness, compassion, and love with others. Spend time with balanced, kind, compassionate, loving, and warm relational people. Find people who transmit and feed you with universal love. There's in natural law, just as plants grow to the sunlight and thrive in a richness of sunlight and adequate water, so too human beings grow, thrive, and are happy in the love light and the natural love stream of Source. And final tip, beauty and adoration and soulful arts. Those also can inspire us and activate our heart, soul, nature, and obviously nature and the beauty in nature, watching a beautiful sunset, and the things that move your heart. So that's being heart moved is heart, soul, nature. Now we'll go to our meditation. So just relax into your body. You can close your eyes. And take 3 deep breaths on the belly. Allow your body, mind to be exactly as it is, moment by moment. And allow your attention to be in soft focus. And let whatever feelings arise just to be there, just as they are. In this present moment, allow your feeling to be open, released, and surrendered to feel anything and everything that is arising within you. Moment by moment, relax and completely allow full feeling, embracing whatever is rising and then releasing it, all in a quick sequence. So in this present moment, allow the surrenderedness of feeling, then unconditionally embracing of anything arising. This is unconditional love embrace, and then releasing it. So this is all done in a quick succession within a few moments. And then you relax and you gently repeat this surrendered feeling moment by moment. This is the moment by moment sweet spot of feeling and being in flow mode and abiding in the present moment, love flow. The present moment, love flow. All embracing love, accepting all arisings in you, even confusion and non-acceptance if they arise. Each moment, new moments of feeling, embracing, and releasing. Now, please gently breathe in and out of your heart area. As you're doing this, imagine a faint golden glow developing in your heart area as you're being fed by Source love. As the golden glow in the heart is increasing, you may feel an increase in universal love, radiance, and even bliss. As you continue to breathe in and out of your golden glowing heart area, allow yourself to recognize that you are a living, sacred manifestation of all-inclusive Source, in the continuum of source to source, the unique body-mind-soul mixture that you are is a manifestation of source itself. As a manifestation of source, open to source, loving itself through loving you. Now, as a manifestation of source, open to source, blessing itself through blessing you. Now, please choose any other person in the retreat, also with their golden glowing heart, and recognize them as a sacred manifestation of source also. As a manifestation of source, open to source, loving itself through loving this other person. As a manifestation of source, open to source, blessing itself through blessing this other person. Now, see or feel all the people in the retreat and recognize them all as living sacred manifestations of source. See how we all are inherently connected through our golden glowing hearts. You may imagine radiant cords of golden light connecting your heart to all the other hearts, or however it shows up. As all of us being manifestations of source, open to source loving itself through all of us sending and receiving love to and from one another. As all of us being manifestations of source, open to source blessing itself through all of us sending and receiving blessing to and from one another. Mutual recognition, mutual loving, and mutual blessing in and as the source to source continuum. The collective glowing heart blessing. This intensifies the sacred heart synergy of universal love in the unified heart field of all inclusive source. Please enjoy. When you are ready, please gently come back into your body, ground, and allow your eyes to open, and then we're going to go into our breakout groups.